viewers, I'm here to share with you about market updates today. Today I'm going to be updating you about the monetary policy decisions of a few foreign banks. First of all is the Bank of South Korea. South Korea's Ministry of Planning and Finance said on Tuesday that it has lowered the economic growth forecast for the whole year to 1.4% from 1.6% previously, despite better-than-expected employment in the economy this year, and inflation continuing to slow due to sluggish performance in the first half of the year. This year, due to sluggish economic performance in the first half of the year, the economic growth rate will hover below expectations, the Ministry of Planning and Finance said in its Outlook report. However, the economy will gradually recover in the second half of the year and begin a full recovery next year. Specifically, the government expects the South Korea economy to grow by 1.8% year-on-year in the second half of the year and 2.4% in 2024. The first half of this year, South Korea's GDP grew by 0.9%. The South Korean government's latest outlook is in line with those of other agencies. In May, the Bank of Korea cut its economic growth forecast for this year to 1.4% from 1.6% forecast from 3 months earlier. The Korea Development Institute cut its economic growth forecast by 0.3 percentage points to 1.5%. Today, the Reserve Bank of Australia paused interest rate hike and kept its benchmark interest rate at 4.1%, as we can see in the graph, the highest level since 2012. The Reserve Bank of Australia said it was determined to return inflation to its target level. Further tightening monetary policy may be required, raising interest rates without creating a more sustainable balance of supply and demand in the economy. The economy is still expected to grow and inflation will return to the target range of 2 to 3%. The RBA says that in view of the situation and the uncertainty of the economic outlook, the decision-making committee decided this month to keep the interest rate stable. Pausing rate hike will give us some time to assess the impact of raising rates so far in the economy and economic prospects. The inflation remained too high and will remain for some time further. Tightening policy depends on the inflation and economic development. Although inflation has passed its peak, it's still too high and can last for a long time. It left interest rate unchanged, and the Australia to US dollar pair was 44 pips lower in the short term, now at 0.6647. Australia's S&P ASX 200 index reversed course, rising 0.2% on the day. James K. Lord and Loana Zamfir believes emerging market central banks are likely to act more cautiously as the Fed raises interest rate further. The bank recently raised its forecast for the Fed's final interest rate and told clients bullish on the dollar. At the time, the market has almost locked in expectations of a 25 basis point rate hike in July. According to the CME's Fed Watch tool, as of press time, the market expects the probability of a 25 basis point rate hike at July meeting to be as high as 86.8%, while the probability of standing still is only 13.2%. While low inflation may justify easing cycle in emerging markets and even keep real interest rates stable, implies a sharp narrowing of nominal spreads, potentially leaving emerging market vulnerable. The strategist wrote in a note, the outlook could help slow the pace of rate cuts, although there is more debate about whether it's just pushing the same final rate. That's all I have for today. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and see you next episode.